After Czechoslovakia's Velvet Revolution in 1989 peacefully ended communist rule, Prague became a mecca for thousands of young Americans. Many came to enjoy life in one of the world's most picturesque and inexpensive capitals. Some came to open businesses as Czechoslovakia began encouraging private enterprise. One success story is the partnership of two young men from Montana. Tom Brokaw, now in Prague with President Clinton, is here to tell their story. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Sarah. Well, Prague really, for this generation of Americans, is kind of the Paris of the 1990s. And the two young men that you're about to meet have discovered that beer and capitalism do go together.
29-year-old Glen Emery, a petroleum engineer, came here to drink beer, meet girls, and get away from school in Montana. John Bruce Shoemaker was a freelance journalist from Montana, cruising the East European Revolution when he landed in Prague. Glen's first bar, called Joe's, was an instant hit with young Americans for its cheap beer, Mexican food, and access to Prague's other sybaritic attractions.
It's everything that you're looking for in youth. You know, it's dynamism, it's fun, it's sex, it's rock and roll.
All that comes together in their underground nightclub, which looks like a scene out of Berkeley in the 60s. The club is in the basement of one of Prague's most famous buildings, where the modern Czech Republic was born 75 years ago. Emery and Shoemaker also own a large restaurant on the building's Art Nouveau first floor, and two other popular bars nearby. These two unlikely entrepreneurs are teaching a new generation of Czechs how capitalism works, but they're always fighting the leftover Bolshevik bureaucrats.
Well, we got this far, so it's encouraging, but it's frightening. Like, I think most of the time I'm afraid.
But are you afraid you can lose the whole thing through the bureaucracy, that any day they'll wake up one morning?
I'm afraid of bribes, and I'm afraid of the anti-Western sentiments as regards this building.
Are you making money?
Yeah, just now.
Just now starting to make money.
But the other thing is we've only been doing this in this space for 9 months, so that's pretty good to start to move into profit. And
we started with zero.
I had $600 when I came here. You had what, 800 or something?
No, I came over with 800, and then it all went, and I ended up starting with more or less zero. He started with zero too.
Do you want to stay in the business for a long time?
If I stayed in this building, yes. If not, we've invested in a couple shares of the Russian oil company. We'll head out to Vladivostok and we're down to Sofia for new adventures. But it's this building, right? This is something that I could never be a part of anywhere else in the world.
Do you guys feel like a couple of pioneers in the new world of capitalism?
Our company is called Lewis and Clark Expeditions, actually. East European Division.
Sorry, it's not all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, we'll be introducing you to some serious literary-minded Americans who have started a literary quarterly here and an old-fashioned coffee house that does look like a scene out of the Paris of the 1920s. So I'll see you tonight on NBC Nightly News. All
right, Tom, we will see you then. In the meantime, we're back in a moment with more on Today right after this.